People can just take photos of good things. They will not post the shady jobs. They will post the amazing good things. So don't let your judgment be based on what you see on social media. Are you building in Zimbabwe? Are you currently living abroad and doing this project in your absence? Are you facing some troubles that you can't understand what is going with the contractors and the builders? Is your project going the way you were not expecting it to? Anyway, if your answer to these questions is a yes, you certainly need to watch this video to the end, and today's video is yours. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Simply Rhoda and this is my YouTube channel. If it's your first time on this channel, do the right thing, subscribe to the channel as well as liking all the videos on this channel. I'm currently building in Zimbabwe. Now I am doing the house fittings for my house, but I have been there. If you are at the stage of building and you haven't completed your structure, this video is for you. Recently, I've been hearing a lot of problems and a lot of complaints concerning the contractors and concerning the builders building the project back home. And most of the people that are complaining and most of the people that are talking of these disappointments are those doing this project during their absence. I'm going to say here are a repetition of some of the things that I've said in my past videos. If you are building in Zimbabwe and you are not in Zimbabwe, there are 4 basic things that you need to know before you even start the building or before you even start your project. Anyway, today I'm just going to jump into it. I know these days I'm doing mostly about buying my stuff. As I am at the stage of doing fittings, I'm buying my stuff to go to Zimbabwe to actually complete my home. But I also know that a lot of you guys are still at the preliminary stages. They are still starting to build this. Some of them are still working on the plans and so forth. This video will probably save your money as well as save you a lot of your time and eliminate a lot of problems on your project. So here is what you should do. Number 1, before you even start building your structure and you are looking for contractors, builders, etc., and everybody who is going to be working on your project, the most important thing for you to do is to find people that are reputable, people who have referrals or people who have notable, tangible things that they work they've done that you can see and evaluate before you agree to have the person work on your project. Number 2, you're gonna need somebody, a trusted person, a trusted somebody in Zimbabwe who is going to be handling all your financial issues as well as handling your project. You can probably find, if you don't have any trusted family member, you can probably find a project manager, somebody you will have to part with money to pay so that the person can actually run and oversee the general work at your workplace. This will save a lot of your money as well as a lot of mistakes if there is somebody who is actually managing and the person who knows what they are doing and managing a project. I know a lot of people nowadays are complaining about scammers. This so happens because you hire somebody based on what they say or based on the work they show on Facebook or Instagram on social media, but you haven't actually met the person they work with, or you actually don't know where they built or the structure they've done. This one is a very big problem that nowadays when people are building, they usually, I know this is common because we live in diaspora or you probably in diaspora and you don't have plans to go home. Mind you, when you start planning on building a house, in most cases you want to save every little cent. So making a trip home to look for these contractors, you may regard it as waste of money. But in other case, I'll say it is better to waste that money and find somebody who is going to do a perfect job for you without any mistakes or without a lot of issues coming up later in the stages of building. So guys, I want to say you probably need a project manager, somebody who oversee and run the things on your building if you can't be there to run your own project. But if money Money is okay, money is there, and you have time. I would actually advise you to be there to oversee your project, especially at the preliminary stages, at the beginning stages, whereby it is very important to avoid a lot of mistakes. I've seen many people ending up feeling like they have been scammed, because you find when things are done for you in your absence, it is different with you, the owner, or it's different with the way the project manager will actually run, or a trusted family member who has you at heart and understand your financial situations. These people can actually make sure that you are buying the right things, your project is done on time, and the contractors you are getting to work on your project are actually knowledgeable of what they are doing. This sounds like a whole lot of thing, but I would say, you thank me later, I would say this will save a lot of your money as well as a lot of your time, and eliminate unnecessary mistakes on your project. Okay, now I would want also to go to the next stage. Do your homework. Before you start building, do your homework. Know exactly what you want, right? And also do, if you can find somebody who can do the estimates or give you the estimates of the material that you may need, and the things that you may need, the quality of things that you may need. You also need to survey the ground or the place where you are going to do your building. You know, there are wetlands in Zimbabwe. I know in the past, places like wetlands were not allowed to be used as building or residential areas, but nowadays stands are being sold everywhere. And you find that if you happen to be allocated a stand in the wetlands, there are special kinds of foundation that you need to be done in those areas to ensure that your structure is going to be strong, and you won't have problems in 10 years time, or in 5 years time you start to experience cracks and all stuff. So in that case, you really need to find somebody who knows what they are doing, not just Tom and Dick, not just somebody who claim to know what they are doing yet they don't. So in that case, to eliminate, you really need to find good engineers, you need a project manager, you need to understand the things that are suitable, the materials that are suitable for such project and for such place. In that case, it will save a lot of your time. Guys, I know there is a lot of scamming that is happening out there, because you'll be building your house in diaspora. While it's in diaspora, you don't have a chance to go and do your homework, research for reputable people to do work on your project or build. I know there are a lot of builders in Zimbabwe who do not have qualifications to be constructing or to be main builders. Some of them were just helpers or assistant to builders at the beginning, and they end up claiming that they can do the job. So some of them, they don't have papers, but they can claim that they can do the job. So avoid having people like that to work on your project, because if they mess up, no one is going to correct for you. So guys, you really need to know that, you know, and stuff like that. Some people are crying right now because they had their structures built to completion, and they are surprised their houses were even passing the council inspections, you know, and you wonder why, what has gone wrong. The thing that happens is people can actually pay those inspectors, even they know they've done a shady job. They can still go ahead and pay the inspectors, and they can still pass your house. And when you're looking at it, you can actually see that their house is not in correct form. Things are done in a very bad way. I've heard people complaining that the roof they initially wanted is different from what they got at last. So guys, I always say, no matter how it's gonna cost you to have a better job or to have a good job done on your project, do it. Don't do shortcuts. Don't look for cheaper prices. Do your homework. Of course, you need a budget. If you really need to see, you really need referrals for the people that you're going to choose. I know out there are good builders. Not everyone does a shoddy job, but they are good builders. But the thing, we want to look for cheaper things. Hence, the cheaper things will come with a price to pay in the end. So guys, to avoid such mistakes, to avoid such scumbags, I would urge you to actually sit down, make a plan, look for people who know what they are doing, people with referrals for their work. In fact, if you're somebody who is building and you want a referral, for me, I'm actually happy with the job that has been done for my project, and I actually listed the number of the builders who does my structure, and I also listed the number of the carpenter who did my my roofing. I'm actually happy with those people because they didn't do a shortcut job, they didn't do a shady job. I remember there were stages that I would cry and say, hey, you told me that the material needed up to this stage is ABC, but why are you saying it's short? Why are you saying you need more? Of course, I was angry just because I got the quotation that was not 100%. But I was also happy to add on or to buy the extra thing that were required, because if not, I know my house was gonna be built in a way that after some months or after some years I was gonna cry because the walls will start to crack or anything like of that sort, guys. So I'll say to avoid a lot of this, because we know in Zimbabwe people are looking for money, but sometimes the way the money is being looked for, right, is not in the right way. People are doing shady jobs, people are not being open to say I don't know this. People just say I can. So now it's up to you, the owner of the project, to actually know what you want and avoid these mistakes and save your pockets. All right, you can save. It's rather better to come out on huge amounts to do the right thing than to pay less and at the end of the day you have to redo the same stages, guys. Think before you start. I will repeat again, think before you start and actually look at things that will satisfy you, and don't just hire anybody because you saw their photos on Instagram. I'm not saying that all the photos you see on Instagram or on Facebook are fake. Other people, like I'm saying, there are those that are doing shady jobs, and there are those that are actually doing the good thing, the right thing, who are actually experts. But you can't know who is who by just judging from photos, because anybody can actually take a photo of a structure that doesn't belong to them. You know, these photos do not come with names like, oh, it's not you who did it, or it's such a person who did it. People can just take photos of good things. They will not post the shady jobs, they will post the amazing good things. So don't let your judgment be based on what you see on social media. Go out there, assess, find people who have worked with the people that you are going to employ to do your job. Find people who can say something about their work and who can actually show your trusted people. If you are unable to be in Zimbabwe to do these surveys on your own, find people who can do this on your behalf and make sure that they are satisfied and you are satisfied. And also, when you are looking for a builder, like I mentioned in my previous videos, if you haven't watched them, I'll put the links in the description of this video. If you haven't watched that, I'll also say that in my past videos I mentioned this a couple of times, that if you're looking for somebody to do work for you, it could be a builder or a carpenter or anybody to work on your on your project, make sure find different people. You can either look for 3 good people and then you can compare from that before you choose. Also, follow your heart. If you have doubts on any of them, do not choose them because their price is lower. No, let not the price be a guideline to who to employ or who to work with on your project. Guys, I want you to think hard on this, because when you are in diaspora, it's really hard because money is not easy to earn. You work very hard to get the money, and then at the end somebody will just do a dubious job for you, or somebody will actually spoil your job. It hurts. I know it really hurts. So guys, think first before you actually give somebody the whole project to work on. Think first on that, work on that, do your research, do your homework. I think probably this will save enough of your time. And I know most of us, we are building just because we want to go back and retire in Zimbabwe. Imagine you have actually budgeted for this and you're looking that you want to go to the next stage. Probably now you're thinking of a business to start that will sustain you when you go back. Then you get home, you realize your house was just done in a way that you can't live in it. You need to start again. This will push you back, or even push back the days that you were planning on moving. And it won't be good. It won't be good. So guys, I just had to say this because recently I've been seeing a lot of videos of people complaining about the shady jobs, working with people who do not meet deadlines, working with people who made a lot of mistakes on their project. And I'll just say, okay, you guys, let me just say something on it. And you probably missed those videos from other channels, and I'm like, let me just bring it here, guys. Tingo onesana kuti you guys, you know what you're doing, and you know how to be careful towards your projects, and these things will not be for you. I love you so much, guys. So I decide that let me advise you. You're my channel, why can't I just help you and let you know, and you be aware of such things happening. So guys, thank you so much. If you've watched to this end of the video, guys, I want to say thank you. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead, subscribe to the channel for more videos. I'll see you in the next video, guys. It's goodbye for now.